Good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching News at 10 with me, Nur Zamri. Our top stories tonight. PM Saudi visit could stimulate economy and step up ties with the kingdom. Government ready to consider changing contract system for healthcare workers. The Saudi Arabian government had asked Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim to extend the period of his recent official visit to the kingdom in order to arrange meetings between him and Saudi leaders. The PM's political secretary Ahmad Farhan Fauzi today said that Datuk Sri Anwar, however, had to politely decline the request because of the scheduled iftar breaking a fuss with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and Raja Permaisuri Agong. Ahmad Farhan said Datuk Sri Anwar had a fruitful visit to Saudi Arabia from 22nd to 24th of March, which among others boosted Putrajaya Riyadh ties, contrary to the claims by certain quarters that it was a failure and a waste of public funds. In a statement today, he said the visit to the West Asia country, coming shortly after Datuk Sri Anwar's appointment as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia, saw the country's leader hold meetings with the Organisation of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) and the Muslim World League. He said it was aware of the views expressed by quarters with vested interests that are deliberately politicizing the recent visit of the Prime Minister to Saudi Arabia. He urged those people who are bankrupt of issues to seize this polemic and together support the efforts of the unity government to strengthen Malaysia's image, as well as consolidate foreign relations and cooperation. Additionally, Ahmad Farhan said the Prime Minister was also scheduled to make a one-day official visit to Cambodia on Monday and then, beginning Wednesday, make a visit to China, where he is scheduled to meet President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Qiang. On a related note, the Prime Minister's visit to the Saudi nation is also seen as a prudent effort in stimulating Malaysia's economy. Dr. Carmelo Ferlito, Senior Fellow of the Institute for Democracy and Economic Affairs, IDS in Kuala Lumpur, said that the West Asian region is seen as the next step in rising economic superpower.
Recently in the United States, with the banking collapse and the crisis of the Silicon Valley industrial project, I think that the development of an alternative system also from the financial perspective and from the monetary perspective becomes more and more crucial. So it makes sense for Southeast Asia, led by Malaysia, and the Middle East, led by Saudi Arabia, to open a dialogue and a conversation also for developing a new and sustainable financial system that can become a serious global alternative to a world that so far is dominated only by the euro and by the dollar.
In echoing Malaysia-Saudi Arabia relations, Dr. Siva Murugan Pandian, Professor of Political Sociology at University of Science Malaysia, said the revival of the King Salman Centre for International Peace, KSCIP, in Malaysia is seen as well a well-advised effort in stepping up ties with the kingdom.
Yang bersifat resiprokal, yang melengkapi di antara satu sama lain ini sangat signifikan supaya kita dapat membantu untuk melihat secara menyeluruh, holistik ke atas isu yang mengganggu-gugat keamanan, keselamatan, kedaulatan global.
KSCIP was first proposed after the visit of Saudi monarch King Salman Abdul Aziz Al Saud to Malaysia in March 2017 and the participation of then Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak in a summit in Riyadh. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's first official visit to Cambodia will further reinforce bilateral ties between the two countries, which was established since 1957. Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir said the visit would also open up new opportunities for both countries in the labour sector, businesses as well as worker security.
Selain daripada MOU, kita juga akan bincangkan beberapa isu dijangkakan antaranya ialah scam, job scam yang berlaku, dan kita akan mohon supaya Malaysia dan Kemboja dapat bekerjasama dalam mengatasi masalah yang berlaku ini, ya. Dan juga dalam bidang perniagaan, termasuklah dari segi kaedah-kaedah terbaik dalam operasi perniagaan di sana, dan kita harap ianya dapat membuka ruang yang lebih baik untuk kedua-dua negara. Selain daripada itu juga kita mengharapkan supaya Halal Development Corporation, ya, dapat bekerjasama dalam memastikan supaya industri halal dapat dibangunkan di Kemboja.
Cambodia is Malaysia's 58th largest trading partner and is 8th largest in Asia, with a trade value of $683.6 million last year. Repair works at 6 health facilities in Johor, which were severely affected by the floods, are expected to be completed within 6 months. According to Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, the total damage is estimated at 1.8 million ringgit, and the cost of repairing all the facilities is estimated at 750,000 ringgit. She said the 6 facilities were a health clinic and 5 rural clinics in Kampung Tengah, Kampung Jawa, Kampung Jabi, Tenang Station and Desa Temu Jodoh, all in Segamat.
Kerosakan berlaku termasuklah rekod-rekod perubatan, juga perabot-perabot dan peralatan juga, ya. Jadi buat masa ini kita beroperasi juga di sini, tetapi kita mengambil contohnya perabot kita pinjam daripada klinik lain supaya kita dapat juga beroperasi di sini.
Speaking to reporters after visiting the Desa Kampung Tengah Clinic in Segamad, she clarified that the amount of allocation for the repairs has already been approved. While awaiting repairs to be completed, services for the Health Clinic has been temporarily relocated to the Pekan Shah Multipurpose Hall. Other clinics involved will operate as usual, since the damage inflicted by the floods was only onto the buildings. On another matter, the Health Minister said the Ministry is ready to consider the recommendation to change the contract system for healthcare workers towards improving the quality of health in Malaysia. Dr. Zaliha said the recommendation, however, would require careful study and scrutinising.
Itu satu pandangan yang baik, kita boleh mempertimbangkan, tapi seperti biasa dia bukanlah satu perkara yang kita boleh laksanakan dengan cepat sebab dia melibatkan satu sistem yang ekosistem of the perkhidmatan sendiri. Jadi itu kita kena bawa untuk pertimbangan lanjut lah.
She was commenting on the recommendation for the MOH to change the contract system for healthcare workers to a system which is independent of the Public Service Department, PSD, and the Ministry of Finance. On Friday, public health physician and epidemiologist Dr. Zainal Arifin Omar urged MOH to change the system of contract healthcare workers if the ministry wants to improve the quality of the sector. Dr. Zainal opined the government needs to create an independent system so that the welfare of the group can be improved. The East Coast Rail Line, ECRL, will be among the main focus in Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's official visit to China from 29th of March until 1st of April. According to Transport Minister Anthony Look Siu Fook, the project is the largest economic and trade partnership between China and Malaysia so far.
Projek ECRL dibangunkan oleh sebuah syarikat kontraktor dari negara China. Jadi ini antara kerjasama yang telah pun dijalin dengan negara China selama ini. Dan secara tentu lawatan ini akan memperkukuhkan lagi hubungan diplomatik di antara Malaysia dengan China, dan kita mengharapkan bahawa negara China akan lebih banyak berlabuh dalam negara kita.
Luke added that the project received aid from another Chinese company, China Communications Construction Company Limited, which was agreed upon on 12th of April 2019. The ECRL project is expected to be operational by January 2027, involved a railway length of 665 kilometres. Coming up next, TNB forms partnership with GDS for data centre power supply. The Social Welfare Department, JKM, will assess the police investigation and hospital report on a case concerning 3 brothers believed to have been abused in Kanga Police before taking further action to accommodate the victims. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri said she was informed that all the victims were receiving treatment at the Tuanku Fausia Hospital. She said any results from the police and the hospital reports will determine whether the victims need to be placed in a shelter or not. As in the case, all 3 victims still have a mother. According to Nancy, JKM officers in the area immediately took the 3 victims to the hospital when the case came to light.
Kita harap akan kita tidak biarkan tinggal di rumah tu lagi kerana ada orang-orang tertentu pergi ke rumah akun untuk mengganggu. Jadi ini saya difahamkan semalam salah seorang daripada perpetrators ini telah ditahan oleh pihak polis. Namun secara rasminya kalau sudah dapat laporan rasmi saya akan keluarkan kenyataan. Kalau tidak inilah setakat ini yang saya tahu.
She said this after the National Welfare Foundation's YKN's Kasih Ramadan program in Kuching today. Yesterday, media reports stated that 3 brothers were found by villagers in a weakened state, with 2 of them still chained by the side of a bridge in Jalan Kampung Tambun Tulang, Simpang 4. The victims were aged 13 to 16, of which 2 had hearing and listening disabilities. Police have since arrested a 46-year-old woman believed to be the victim's mother and a 31-year-old man to help with investigations. Earlier, Datuk Sri Nancy, who is also YKN chairman, handed over clothes to 180 recipients from the Asnaf group from 40 schools in the Sanchobong parliamentary constituency in conjunction with the upcoming Hari Raya Aidilfitri celebration. The Corporate Social Responsibility Program, in collaboration with Alliance Islamic Bank, involves festive clothing worth 27,000 ringgit. The appointment of 28 individuals to a panel of experts, POE, will bring added value to the efforts and initiatives that will be carried out by the Ministry of Local Government Development, KPKT. Its Deputy Minister Akmal Nasrullah Muhammad Nasir said this is because KPKT needs the views and experiences of those from various backgrounds.
Kaedah yang diputuskan oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri itu lebih menyeluruh, bukan hanya melihat kepada satu sudut, sebab kita tahu bagi memastikan dasar ataupun keutamaan di peringkat KPKT ini berjaya, kita kena lihat juga secara in total ataupun holistik. Jadi sebab itu saya kira perkara itu akan memberi nilai tambah kepada ikhtiar-ikhtiar ataupun inisiatif yang kita laksanakan di peringkat kementerian.
As such, he said the appointment of the experts should not cause an issue because it is not something new. Local Government Development Minister Nga Kormik said the appointment of 28 individuals will make up the panel of what's to advise the Ministry on programs and policies geared towards enhancing urban environments and cities. Lembaga Tabung Haji TH is urging 31,600 prospective pilgrims to immediately respond to the Hajj offer following the issuance of the Hajj cash offer letter for the 1444 Hijrah 2023 Masih Hajj season from 22nd of March. TH Executive Director Datuk Sri Said Salih Said Abdul Rahman said the board is requesting the cooperation of all prospective pilgrims this year to reply whether they agree to accept the offer of Hajj within 7 working days from the date the letter was issued. In a statement today, he said that recipients of the offer letter are required to pay enough money according to the amount of Hajj payment stated in the offer letter in their TH account, as well as getting the treatment record book at any nearby TH branch to enable the health examination to be done. He said prospective pilgrims can visit www.tijari.com.my and download the Tijari application to check and respond to the Hajj office that have been issued. Datuk Sri Said Saleh said the health checkup can be done at hospitals, government or private clinics recognised by the Ministry of Health, and all prospective pilgrims are required to pass a health checkup to obtain a Hajj visa as stipulated by the government of Saudi Arabia. After completing the health checkup, all prospective pilgrims are asked to send a reply to the Hajj offer letter with a treatment record book and international passport to any nearby TH branch office. China Communications Construction Group, CCCG, and partner WCT Holdings Berhad are confident of achieving a 100% take-up rate for the co-residents at TRX and Razak Exchange before the project handover by end of 2023. CCG and WCT are developing co-residents at TRX, which boasts a 1.4 billion ringgit gross development value through a joint venture called Core Precious Development as Sindhuran Berhad.
This is a significant milestone.
Core Precious Development Chairman and Managing Director Zhang Bo said the company had completed 70% of construction works for the luxury residential development. He said as the first residential development in TRX, the project had received an overwhelming response from a wide array of international and local buyers.
We try to attracting international buyers because here is the international financial hub. So we try to ask more foreigners come here to invest, to do more here for the financial part. We also talk with the New York Institute of Finance as come.
He said this to reporters at co-residents at TRX topping out ceremony today. The first two towers, or Tower 1 and Tower 2 of co-residents at TRX, will launch in December 2019 and consist of 580 units in total. Unit build-up range from 624 to 1,022 square feet, with the selling prices starting from 1.5 million ringgit. The third tower will be unveiled at a later stage. Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB will provide high voltage electricity supply to GDS IDC Services Malaysia, Sindhuran Berhad's first data center campus in the country via a strategic partnership. TNB President and Chief Executive Officer Datuk Baharudin said in a statement today that TNB and GDS common goals and ambitions for a greener future offer great potential for both parties and Malaysians. Elaborating further on the matter, Datuk Baharudin said the collaboration supports GDS aspiration to become the first data center company to achieve carbon neutrality with 100% use of renewable energy by 2030. The collaboration via an electricity supply agreement ESA sealed in October 2022 aims to fulfill GDS data center campus power requirement at the Nusajaya Tech Park in Johor Bahru. He also said the collaboration is one of many initiatives to accelerate Malaysia's digital economic growth, further driven by a rise in usage of cloud-based services, the Internet of Things, IoT, big data analytics, and the rapid pace of regional digitalization. The data center begins operations in July 2023 via a 16 megawatts interim supply, with plans underway to ensure that a maximum demand rise of 85.5 megawatts will be delivered this year. Datuk Baharudin noted that TNB is completing the government's foreign investment-friendly policies to nurture a healthy data center market to help the industry achieve its business objectives. In a foreign front, Ukraine slams Putin's plan to station Russian nuclear weapons in Belarus. Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu told the media that Taipei was breaking off formal ties with decades-long ally Honduras. The announcement came shortly after the Honduran side announced the severing of ties. The Honduran Foreign Ministry said it recognized the People's Republic of China as the only legitimate government that represents all of China and that Taiwan is an inseparable part of Chinese territory. Honduras' move has been long expected after the Honduran foreign minister travelled to China last week to open relations after President Xiomara Castro said her government would start ties with Beijing. Wu said Castro, who took office early last year, and her government had always had illusions about China, and China's luring had never stopped. He added that Honduras foreign minister wrote to Taiwan on 13th of March, the day before Castro's original announcement, demanding a total of $2.45 billion in aid, including to build a hospital and dam and to write off debt. Wu said the demand felt more like they wanted more money and not a hospital. Taiwan now only has formal diplomatic relations with 13 countries, mostly poor and developing countries in Central America, the Caribbean and the Pacific. A top union boss in Germany justified a massive strike plan for Monday as a matter of survival for many thousands of people fighting for higher wages as inflation soars. According to an interview published in the Bild am Sonntag newspaper, the strike, Germany's largest, indicates is expected to cause widespread disruption. A top security advisor to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russian plans to station tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus would destabilize the country, which he said had been taken hostage by Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the decision on Saturday, sending a warning to NATO over its military support for Ukraine and escalating a standoff with the West. Although the move was not unexpected, and Putin said it would not violate nuclear non-proliferation promises, it is one of Russia's most pronounced nuclear signals since the beginning of its invasion of Ukraine 13 months ago. Alexei Danilov, head of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, called it a step towards internal destabilization of the country, adding it maximizes what he called the level of negative perception and public rejection of Russia and Putin in Belarusian society. Putin likened his plans to the US stationing its weapons in Europe and said Russia would not be transferring control of the weapons to Belarus. However, this could be the first time since the mid-1990s that Russia has based such weapons outside the country. Another senior Zelensky advisor also scoffed at Putin's plans, saying the Russian leader is too predictable. Washington, the world's other nuclear superpower, however, has played down concerns about Putin's announcement and the potential for Moscow to use nuclear weapons in the war in Ukraine. Hubert Hooker saved 5 match points as he fought back to beat Janasi Kukinakis in a 3.5-hour epic while fourth seed Daniil Medvedev got his Miami Open bid underway with an easy win. Hooker was pushed all the way by the Australian lucky loser Kukinakis before emerging with a 6-7, 7-6, 7-6 victory. The odds. Malaysia can expect a torrid time at the Sudirman Cup Mixed Team Badminton Championship scheduled to be held in Suzhou, China from 14 to 21st of May. Based on the virtual draw carried out in Suzhou, 4th-seeded Malaysia have been drawn in Group C with Taiwan, India and Australia. On paper, India and Taiwan are seen as the main stumbling blocks for Malaysia to get past the group stage, as only the top 2 teams from each group will qualify for the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, defending champions and 12-time winners China should have no problem getting past the group stage after being pitted against Denmark, Singapore and Egypt in Group A. Indonesia and Thailand should battle it out for the top 2 places in Group B, which also comprises Germany and Canada. Group D is also set to witness a titanic battle between 4-time champions South Korea, Japan, England and France. Malaysia have never won the Sudirman Cup since it was first held in Jakarta, Indonesia in 1989. At the previous edition in Vantaa, Finland, Malaysia's challenge ended in the semi-finals after they lost 3-1 to Japan.
kecemasan boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Timbikan Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Now that concludes tonight's edition of News at 10. In our top story, PM Saudi's vetted could stimulate economy and stop up ties with Kingdom. Do you tune in to Updates at Noon coming up tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. on TV2. You can also stream it via RTM's mobile click app. Till then, I'm Nura Zamri. Thank you for watching and have a good night.